It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Monday, October 3rd. I'm James Spann. Two big issues, the drought conditions worsening for Alabama and Hurricane Matthew. Our friends on the east coast of the United States, including Florida's east coast, will have to watch this very carefully. Let's dive in and talk about it. First off, the big picture. Water vapor satellite view, big cold trough in the western states. Snow falling in parts of the northern Rockies. Very dry air mass here. A warm afternoon, mostly low and mid-80s. Fort Payne, 81. The cool spot, Haleyville, they've got 79. Birmingham, 85. We'll see highs in the 80s for the rest of the week, but a nice surge of cool air will likely arrive just in time for the weekend. Around the region, St. Louis, 73. Nashville, 79. Around the nation, most of the issues in the western states. Got winter weather advisories for parts of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. And a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock Mountain Time tonight for parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, and some of the adjacent states where big storms are likely. Got a slight risk of severe weather. That's the standard risk for that region. Marginal risk also for parts of West Texas and Southeast New Mexico. Tomorrow promises to be an active convective day for the nation's heartland. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather for parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. And on day 3, Wednesday, a marginal risk for cities like Kansas City and Des Moines, Wichita. And, of course, around here, we are just as dry as a bone, and we stay dry. This is the rain for the next 7 days. Nothing valid through Monday morning of next week, October 10th. And the drought conditions will worsen. Needless to say, if you got to do any outdoor burning, just try not to do it, but please be very careful and conserve water, no matter what water system you're on. That's never a bad thing to do in a drought. Of course, the big buzz on the tropics. We note that little low that's northeast of the Leeward Islands. The guys at NHC have given that about a 50-50 chance of developing in coming days. But, of course, the big story, it's Matthew. This thing is big, bad, and dangerous. Category 4, top winds, 140 miles per hour. Moving north about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Very impressive structure on the satellite. You can see Jamaica and Haiti north of the system. This will likely come across the tip of Haiti, but Haiti's going to be on the bad side. Jamaica will have problems. They could see a lot of power outages, pretty good bit of rain, but the really big problems focused on Haiti. The chance of life-threatening flash flooding, major structural damage with this thing coming passing just to the west of there. The more bad news, the guidance on the 12Z package is shifted to the left. Now, this is the 18Z tropical model set. It shifted to the left, to the west. And you can see that now this thing is dangerously close to the Atlantic coast of Florida, the Carolinas, and ultimately New England. And by golly, a number of these models suggest a landfall. The GFS ensemble, same thing. It shifted to the left. Suggesting great danger for a landfall perhaps somewhere, maybe on the coast of the Carolinas. In fact, let me just show you the 12Z model runs. First off, the GFS. This is valid Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, and it's got the thing coming on shore north of Charleston, near the border of North and South Carolina. And the European, this is Saturday evening at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's got it very close to that same point. So consistency in modeling is getting better, and both the GFS and the European have shifted to the left in response to a stronger high north of the system. It's the old ridge over troubled water scenario. So all interest from Miami to Cape Cod. We'll have to watch this thing very carefully and pay close attention. This is one you don't want to mess with or take lightly. This will likely stay a major hurricane. Now, this is the intensity guidance. We do note that the intensity drops off after 5 days in response to cooler water and the gain in latitude. Here's the official track from the Hurricane Center. They've got this still a major hurricane. That's Category 3 or higher, where you see the M in the dark circle coming up through the Bahamas. And then they've got it weakening to a Category 2 Friday and Saturday. And we wonder if they will be shifting their track to the left. They probably will. Now, this is the package that came out at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. The new one's going to be out probably about the time you're watching this. But understand the models are going to do the hokey pokey, and the guys at NHC like to be consistent. You'll see a lot of flipping and flopping here. Don't get hung up in any of these model spaghetti plots. The best thing to do for those that live on the Atlantic coast is just to watch this chart coming off NHC. And I'll say this, I do think that Matthew's going to pull down some really cool air into Alabama. We're not going to get a drop of rain from this, but some really refreshing air by the weekend and early next week. So let's take a look at the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time. Big cold trough in the west. For us, we stay in a dry air mass. The sky partly to mostly sunny with upper 80s. Somebody might touch 90. This should be the hottest day of the week for the state. And you see a sliver of green, but again, we don't see evidence of any showers, at least enough to mention in the forecast. This is Wednesday. We're dry. Highs probably mid-80s. Matthew approaching the Bahamas, southeast Bahamas. This is Thursday. We're dry. Highs low 80s. Matthew just east of Fort Lauderdale. That is a close call. Friday, Matthew just east of Jacksonville and south of Charleston. Again, this is going to make for some very nervous folks on the east coast of the United States, the southeast coast later this week. We're dry. We start to get that good northerly flow. Highs drop into the 70s on Friday. Cold front we note across the plain states, and this is Saturday, and the GFS brings it in. And again, the landfall, if this is right, and understand it probably won't be, but it brings it up to north of Charleston with landfall over the upper South Carolina coast coming up toward Wilmington on Saturday. We're dry here, highs in the 70s, and this is Sunday. The thing begins to accelerate to the north. It's very close to Cape Cod Sunday. That's going to make for a very rough football day for the NFL games in New England and New York City on Sunday if this verifies. But notice the impressive northerly flow here. Sunday, the high drops to about 70. We'll be in the 40s Sunday and Monday morning. In fact, the latest guidance has got 47 for Sunday, 45 for Monday. This is Monday of next week. And again, you can see that trough in the northeastern states that will pull Matthew on out. And again, a nice cool high. That'll be the coolest morning so far this season. We're probably going to see some 30s for the colder pockets. And the high Monday would be in the mid-70s with a sunny sky. Here's the end of the forecast period. This is Thursday of next week, October 13th. Kind of a dry northwest flow aloft. And again, no significant chance of rain. Here's the rain for the next 10 days coming off the GFS. And you see some gray there, but basically nothing. Prospects are just not good at all through mid-month. And again, October is typically the driest month of the year. Numbers coming off the ensembles. Yeah, look at those lows coming down. See them 48, 46, 49. That's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Coolest air of the season so far. But again, the bad news, we are not seeing any sign of badly needed rain around here. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.